Yeah, Mr. Shyamalan, I'm actually literally on vacation right now, and you're one of the few people that could get me to stop my vacation and come talk to you because I could not miss this. I'm at my parents' house, and I keep joking that there are a bunch of kids here, and I feel like your characters because I've aged about 30 years in the last 2 days just with the kids running around.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
I have to say, it is really genuinely fascinating to think about how much someone changes over the course of their life, but then watching that happen in a matter of hours. Of all of the great characters that you've written in your past films, which one would you like to watch on that beach and see them age over just a couple of hours?
Wow. The two that pop into my head would be, what would happen to David Dunn?
Yeah.
He's like Superman. What would happen? Would he even age?
Well, the second he stepped out into the water, it would be game over.
Well, yeah, but he can't go to the water, right? So he's on the beach. He'd be totally strong there. And then, of course, Kevin Wendell Crumb. I mean, I guess he would lose his mind, right? Because the characters would all be trying to talk so fast, and everybody would be, it would be fascinating what the psychology of those two characters.
I swear to God, if you end up making that movie, I at least want like an associate producer credit at some point. I'm in. I'm genuinely interested in your process as a storyteller. Really, the distance between coming up with the mystery and then the answer itself. What's the time between coming up with the beach and the story behind it, or the time between I see dead people and then that iconic ending? The distance between the question to the answer. I'm sort of curious how long it takes for you to get from one to the other.
Well, different for each project, the movement of it. Sometimes the question in and of itself is so fun and exciting. I can't wait to sit down and keep writing it and find out what the answer is. It's moving in a direction and you're excited. Sometimes that's the form of the writing. And then sometimes the ending comes first and you're moving towards the ending and you're going, oh, wow, I can't wait to put the characters here to get to here. And sometimes you're just finding the movie. Like Sixth Sense, it took a long time to find it, and some others I knew it right away where I wanted to go, and like Unbreakable or something like that.
Sure. I have to tell you though, I do always get a kick whenever you give yourself cameos in your films. I'm always sort of curious, how do you decide what role you're going to give yourself? And has there ever been another role in one of your films that you really wanted, but you just thought, I can't do that?
Oh, definitely. That I'm almost, well, first of all, it's tricky because I'm Indian. I don't know if you know that. And it's hard.
First I've heard of this.
Yeah. So like, it's not like in the old days, it would have been like, I remember when we showed Sixth Sense, we showed it to audience and the cards came back. Card came back and goes, why are there so many Indians in this movie? What's with all the Indians? There was me and there was that other Indian couple. So back in those days, it was impossible to put me in because it seemed so conspicuous. You have to make a big thing about it. But luckily, this one was on a beach, a resort, and all that stuff. So a tropical looking guy fit right in. So it was easier to put me in this movie than other movies. Sometimes it's so claustrophobic that there's only a handful of characters. It's not like I could pop up in the basement and split or anything like that. So.
You could have been one of the personalities. He just could have been an amazing filmmaker, and I would have bought it. I read an interesting quote from George Lucas one time where he said the worst part about creating Star Wars is that he never got to see Star Wars, like as an audience member and experience it. It's got to be the same with your films. Well, I'm just sort of curious. You don't get to experience them like we do, and an experience, I think, is not a misuse of the word. I'm sort of curious. Is there ever a part of you that just wishes you could watch your films organically like the rest of us do?
That is such an interesting question because I've actually thought about this a lot, that I don't ever have the experience that you guys have. I have different experience that you guys never get to have, where I'm imagining it, a color or a tone, and then I spend 2 years trying to make it. Or as I'm making the sound effects emerge, or I cut this scene and it suddenly comes to life, this kind of there it is kind of moments. But I think probably later on, like after 5 or 10 years, when I go and look at the movie, is the closest I can get once it's like not of that time period for me.
And without getting into spoilers, and I promise I'm not going to ruin this for anybody, I do want to touch on the ending, because I see that last 10 minutes and I could watch an entire world about that. Like I could watch a film about that. How much more do you have it figured out beyond where we left off? Like, does the story keep going in your mind, or is it done at that point when we cut to black?
You know, it's funny you should say that, because that's the hope, that it feels like it has a lot of depth. And you know, the movie always felt to me like a Twilight Zone or a Black Mirror episode. You know, it always had that kind of, oh, that's what's going on, and it's framed underneath this. What you thought was the painting was only part of the painting, and the painting is this way. That feeling is really lovely as your mind keeps. My goal is, hopefully, you know, you're still telling the story later, like you in that when you're floating like there and back in the water there, you'll be laying back and thinking about the story more.
Oh, I promise you. Well, the family got to watch it with me, and we've been talking about it nonstop. I've got to tell you, I'm sitting here at my parents' house. My mom is right here watching me, and she took me to see, first of all, Sixth Sense, and then all the rest of your films, all the way. Like, I am a fan because of my parents. My dad just ran away, but my parents too.
Oh, tell your mom I said hi and tell her thank you. Is she there?
M. Night Shyamalan says hi.
Oh my gosh. Come see me.
She said you're welcome here in Texas anytime.
Definitely, I'm coming. It looks fantastic over
hey,
there.
we got a floaty with your name on it, man. Hey, dude, seriously, thank you for always chatting with me, man. And my dream continues. Whenever you shoot that film and you're in Chicago, I want to be your Yuki Washington, because I love Yuki Washington, but I want to be your Chicago guy.
You got it, buddy. Take care.
Hey, man, so good to see you. Thank you for your time.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.